104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good
morning.
Morning, Houston, Texas. It is Tuesday, January 14th of 2025.
Feeling
It's
good.
6:04 a.m. with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K. Sam's out today, and here we go with Monday number 2 of the week.
And I guess 6 o'clockers. Did we put that in best of at 5:30?
Which one?
Announcement for Sam.
Oh, yeah, 6 o'clocker. Sammy's having another baby. She is preggers.
I think I jinxed her because I asked her, I said, have you had any morning sickness? She
And
goes,
then-
no, I feel great.
Whoops.
Well, she said she doesn't think that what she's going through right now is actually morning sickness related. Sometimes you just get a bug, but
No, I'm
sometimes
sorry.
you can tell the difference.
Oh,
Morning
really?
sickness is a weird nausea that sometimes for some girls you don't throw up, and other girls you're just nauseated all day and you don't throw up. It almost would be better if you could.
Oh, really?
You know, just get it out of your system.
Something no man could ever understand.
Yeah, it's so
No
weird.
thanks.
And the crazy thing is, in the years that I was pregnant on this show, I was pretty lucky to have it in the afternoons.
Yeah, I don't
had
recall you ever.
afternoon sickness. I did not have morning sickness.
Don't ever recall you being queasy in the morning.
No, only one time there was. I remember coming to the show in the morning, and I walked into the office, and I told Eric, I feel like there's a bullet hole in my stomach. Like that's the best way I could describe it. I felt like there was a hole in my tummy. I felt like it was like, oh God, I don't know what's going on. I'm in so much pain. I was like doubled over on that crazy old couch we had, and
Oh yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
I have to
forgot about
leave.
that.
I have to
couch.
leave. It feels so terrible, and I don't really know what it was. I think I had like. I don't really remember what the answer was. I just remember how bad I felt when I got up here, and I was like, I'm checking out. I gotta go.
Oh man.
Maybe I should
gotta
bring
go.
the couch back for Sam. I was just thinking because
We're gonna put it.
well, I mean, if we
Nobody
could
hangs
straighten
out
up
here
that
anymore.
office next door, obviously I'm selling my old house out in Jersey Village.
Be nice to
and
have one here,
I've
but-
got a lot of furniture that I can,
After-
maybe we can use some
After
of that.
COVID, nobody hangs around.
That's true.
Pretty much we do our stuff and go.
We
Yeah.
don't go to the office anymore.
Everybody's mobile.
We just
And
are
if you
like,
look at this building, it's
tap
like
out.
vastly unpopulated. There's hardly anybody in our building.
Funny, I dressed today and I'm like, hey man, I look like I'm either a cat burglar or stage crew for a play.
Oh
Black
all
jogging
black,
pants.
black hoodie,
I'm like,
black
oh.
jeans.
I shouldn't be walking down the street at 4 in the morning.
Not around here.
They'll be like, oh, that guy's gonna get arrested.
warning again.
Stealing.
Yeah,
If you're
around here, if you do something wrong, I mean, you're going to be like, freeze,
Yeah, I was telling Kevin yesterday,
and that's the order.
that with as much people carry in Texas now, I was pretty shocked with this guy who was so bold yesterday in traffic to walk right up to people's windows and like not let up. He was like right on the window with some piece of paper that claims he was raising money for some recovery center or whatever. And he was in, like, on the cars.
Oh.
We're like, on the car. And
Invading
I remember
their
Kevin, I told you, I
space.
go, dude, people have guns now. Somebody could have, been, showing him his gun, like, hey, man, get off my car.
Or I'll say, okay, well, I see you got the paper. What is the website? What's their .org?
Yeah.
I'll donate that way. Why
Because
would I
I-
give it to you? I'd
Right.
get rid of the middleman. I'll give the money to that.
I'm
place.
inclined to believe that most major organizations, that's not their primary fundraising
One guy,
go
one
to.
random guy.
Being out on the
It's not a
street.
major organization. That's why they-
Guester.
I mean,
But
for
most
instance,
people think
I'm
it's
going
a
to
scam.
a fundraiser immediately after the show today. So these women are incredible. They put together this breast cancer organization that really does a lot of good. And I was going to tell y'all, it's such a small world. You remember Tony Stiles on our show?
Yeah.
Or on KRBE?
I remember when he was in promotions, and then I was doing a movie premiere, and that night was his first shift ever on the air.
So
I was like, Tony,
he
you've got
was
your first shift.
He was a night guy. He did 7 to midnight here at KRBE for quite a long time. And he's actually going to be doing the DJing work. So here's what a small
He's a
world
very,
story.
very successful DJ.
Oh, he's
he
amazing.
has traveled the world
He's amazing.
as a party DJ.
He's like a celebrity DJ.
Yeah.
And he ended up marrying one of my dear friend's daughters. Isn't that crazy?
That's
What
a
a
small
small
world.
world.
They have
Like,
2 kids now, right?
Yeah. Like I have known Melissa as my friend. I've known her for 23 years or something. And had no idea. She's like, this really nice guy is going out with my daughter. I don't know if you know him. His name is Tony Stiles. And I'm like, what? You got to be kidding me.
Keep him away. No,
No, I did
He's
not
crazy,
say
though.
that. I
He's
did
fun.
not. He's a really good guy.
I do that sometimes in a restaurant. I'm looking around at all the people. I'm like, I wonder how many times I've ever seen these people. Like, been here 20.
Maybe you sat in another
Been here
restaurant with
22
them.
years of my life. Obviously, there's 7.5 million people here, so you can't see everybody.
Right,
but I'm just
right.
like, did I ever
It
see
is a
these
small
people
world.
before?
I've recognized people at restaurants before. There's this
You have to have
one.
a look to you to stick out, though. I guess to remember.
Some people will stand. There was one guy. God bless him. I mean, or what is it? So bless his heart. He had like
Bless his
the
heart.
worst toupee. Like it looked like a what is it? Remember Davy Crockett wore that coonskin cap?
Oh, yeah.
It was like this gigantic wig that this guy wore, and
Like
he
Marvin Zindler.
Yeah, and I'd always see him sitting in the restaurant. Anatai is my favorite restaurant out on the north side of town. It's a great Thai food place, and I'd always see him in there, and I'm like, I guess he loves it as much as I do.
He's probably like, man, look at that guy with that red hair over there.
Oh, I know. I know. I was a once a week or maybe twice a
That
week.
Bart Simpson hair.
Oh my god.
What was that about?
Did you see that, Kev, yesterday?
No.
A texter.
It happened when I was at the theater.
Because the texter goes, I want to apologize to Ryan. I met him at the theater at the Book of Mormon. And I thought they were joking. So the guy went up to you and said, "Hey, Ryan, what?"
Oh, it didn't come right out. Like I met a lot of people. It's such a
He
fun
felt
job.
bad. He's like, "Oh man, I bet you were thinking of that." I'm like, "What?
No, not really. I mean,
Why would Ryan think of that?"
Well,
But
how
I
did
thought he was
say
joking.
It was just,
he
you
said
know, we were
look
just-
like
What'd he
Bart
say?
Simpson?
we were chit chatting for a while. So when we go out with social media now, people start
When you
to.
say we, you're talking you and
We-
your personal person, not
No, I'm
us
saying
as a show.
I'm saying all of us on the show. We go
okay.
out. Sometimes people come up, hey, listen to the show, and I'm always grateful for that. I love it. So if you do spot us and you do want to chit chat, come on up. I love talking to you because you are our boss. If we didn't have you, we would not have a job. So he came.
My wife's my boss.
yeah.
No offense to anybody, but
No, but I'm just saying, like,
Hey man, I love our.
We could not
the guy
exist
that,
without the
that
people
works in that
listening.
welding shop that texts all the time, but I can't, I don't go to him for the meetings.
yeah.
He's not the one that's telling me to go to the meeting.
No,
he's just
but-
the one that's having fun while we're talking, and we'd like to see his text.
this one person came up and they were just joking around. I guess it's because whenever we take a group photo, that light is beaming down on the top of my hair. My hair's spiky sometimes, and it looks like I've got
He goes, "You
Bart's
look like
hair."
Bart Simpson."
Yeah.
Was that the first thing he said? It's funny.
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
Does it?
No, it really doesn't. There are other
It
things
makes it
that
look
bother
orange,
me.
I think.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's not, my hair has never been orange in real life.
I see it more in photos.
Yeah. Well, it's these red lights around the mics, too.
I don't know, man.
Or bad dye job. I don't know.
Yellow
Remember
and
last
gray
week-
make orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yellow and gray make orange.
Remember last week we were talking about if at the end of your life you could have these the movie reel that tells you how many times you were almost killed and you didn't know it.
Oh, yeah, that was-
And one of those things, Eric, was how many times you were in somebody else's picture and you didn't know it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you're living in somebody else's house because they took a picture somewhere and you were in the background. Not a photo bomber, that's different. Photo bombers are the ones that purposely try and get in the picture. You're just in the crowd behind them and you're living in somebody else's house in a frame.
It was either Instagram or X or whatever it's called, which used to be Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy, or a lady, she's like on a horse on the beach, which was my dream. Kevin's been able to do that. And there's another guy, her boyfriend's in front of her on his horse.
Okay.
And then there's a guy like just back, this creepy, weird little guy
ruining
on
it.
another horse, making this weird face like he's excited. And they're like, "Can you help crop this out for me?" Because there's so many great, talented people out there in social
Sure.
media. So then
Photoshop.
people said, "Okay," and they would crop the guy in the first one.
The main guy.
Or they took the guy in the back and they put him on the horse with the other guy. Bunch of trolls. That's stuff I laugh. Because then some people took nice ones and they were able to scrub them out. So it didn't look like you could see them.
That's fine. I think when you get older, you stop caring about. I was so egotistical, and I had to have every photo look right. And I'm like, I don't even care now. It's like whatever you get, you get.
Eric, you said that was your dream to be on a horse on a beach. I have
Like a
been
bucket
to
list,
your
like I was-
in-laws' beach house where there are horses in front of it and people are on it. Why don't you go find out who they are and jump on one of
Are you
those?
talking about like
I wanna do it
you
like
and
a-
your wife?
Yeah, whenever you go
There's
to
like a
an
group of
island.
horses that show up in Galveston in front of his in-laws' house.
For some reason, I want to do it like in Jamaica or the
That
Bahamas.
crystal blue water and the white sand.
Yeah, where you're going to. I'm going to Belize.
You're like in the water up to like the horse's
Yeah, you
belly.
Go. Yeah.
Well, my
That
horse
would freak me out.
swam. My
Yeah.
horse actually swam,
While
was
you
not
were on
touching
it?
when I was on it. And
Really?
he was very excited about it.
Weren't you worried you're going to fall off? Like a
no,
kayak?
no, he was big.
What do you mean he was very excited about it?
They
He
make
went
these
straight for the water.
They went straight for the water, and they make these sounds that the equestrian professionals said, or the cowboys said, that that means they love it.
Oh, okay. Well, they know.
You're like, okay.
They're highly intelligent
I hope
animals, and you can read their personality.
Glub, 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 glub.
No, they're all swimming together and trying to race each other. It was super cute.
But I hear what he's saying. I mean, your dogs have personalities. So you can tell, like, every dog's got their own personality.
jazzed.
Yeah, and I'm sure horses do too.
Hey, by the way, when
Someday
I
I'll
started
do it.
talking about the guy that was up on the person's window for some center trying to raise money, somebody texted us, that's a scam.
Hell yeah. Of
Keep
course
your
it-
money in your own pocket. You'll do better with it.
Well, there's a news
Setting
flash.
it somewhere else.
Don't open your window. Don't roll it
Yeah,
down.
it's just
you're out of your
dangerous.
mind if you think I'm going to open my window for anybody.
I don't even have money anymore.
Who has cash?
I rarely do.
Here's a penny that I found in the mat.
Well, that'll be the next thing.
Yeah.
They'll be having QR codes out there. Have a
Like you're
poster
gonna
board
scam
with a-
that. That's
poster
another
board with a
scam.
QR
like
code.
it's a
QR
points.
code scam.
Well, that
I
is
don't
the
need
thing,
that.
especially on the Seawall in Galveston. When you park, you have to scan that code, but you can easily
Put something over
Put a
it.
Be
sticker
tricked.
over it and put
Yeah,
another QR code. That's
Yeah,
dangerous.
just be very careful when you're scanning QR codes, friends. All right, today on the Roula and Ryan Show, we're doing Try It Tuesday. Right before we do Try It Tuesday, 8 o'clock, where we try something different. Could be food. It could be, I don't know, something that guys don't wear, that girls wear, that when you feel their pain, like Spanx. I don't know. Right before that, we're going to do the rodeo sounder of the day to get you hooked up with the Rodeo Houston tickets between 9 and 7. We give you a chance to win those tickets when you hear the rodeo sounder. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, another celebrity couple bites the dust. What? It's like divorce season. What's going on?
They're like, okay, the fires are on. Just be
it's swept
distracted.
under the
Is that
rug.
what they're doing, I bet.
And we'll talk about it next in Scoop. Here's your weather for today.
Going to be cloudy with a high of 57 right now, 41 degrees and 6:15 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Keep your radio right here.
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
Brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And 8 o'clock this morning, we will reveal another rodeo sounder of the day. Will it sound like that? Woo, 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 woo! When the bull chute opens
Yeah.
and you're holding onto the bull.
I'd be making that noise.
Yeah. So maybe I'd be like, oh, ah, ooh, ow.
But hell no. I'm
so-
gonna go the other way.
We revealed the rodeo sounder at 8, and then you have to listen for it between 9 and 7, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. It could play at any time. And when you hear it, you got to get on our request lines and be caller 104 to win tickets to Rodeo Houston. You can go to rodeohouston.org to see the whole entertainment lineup. Our phone number, by the way, in case you don't have it, so you have it saved for when you do hear the rodeo sounder. That number is 833-390-KRBE, so that you can be on top of it when you hear that rodeo sounder. Okay.
You sound very authoritative, like a drill
Right.
sergeant.
Yeah, on
So
top of
you
it.
can be on top of it.
Get on top of it.
Soldier!
Right. Back in November, the interweb went a little crazy when Jessica Simpson said she was going to release a new album. And it was making up as an apology to herself for putting up with everything she did not deserve. And everyone's like, is this some cryptic message that she's getting divorced? And everyone's like, calm down, people.
Yeah, let her.
Holiday time. Just let her have her life. Well, after 14 years together, Jessica Simpson and her husband Eric have decided to go their separate ways. They are not officially divorcing. They are just saying that they are
Taking a pause.
in a painful situation. And they are separating from each other.
They want to go
So they
sleep
can
with other
handle it.
people.
Well, that's how the
That's
guy
what it
always
is.
views it.
Well, her exact words are, Eric and I have been living separately, navigating a painful situation in our marriage. Our children come first, and we are focusing on what is best for them. We are grateful for all the love and support that has been coming our way and appreciate privacy right now as we work through this as a family. And they have 3 kids together. A 12-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 5-year-old. Maxie is 12, Birdie May is 5, and Ace is 11. And they've been together for 14 years.
Was he a football player?
He was a former football player, but I can't remember what team he played for.
That was for some reason I think San Francisco. I don't know why. I think West Coast, but because I'm like one of them got married to like a hockey player. One's who's the other girl that married a hockey player in Nashville?
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
Is that what Gary?
Yeah, she's married to a hockey player, former hockey player now, because I think he's retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, wasn't Hillary Duff married to a hockey guy before she got
That's
divorced?
what I thought. Just like,
Yeah.
she a
What
football
about
player?
Kelly Clarkson?
Kelly Clarkson was married to Reba McEntire's stepson,
Okay.
and he was a, quote, manager, but he took her for a money ride.
Oh, Eric Johnson used to play for the 49ers.
Look at that.
Look at you, you're so right.
How the hell do I
Eric.
know that?
I don't
All right,
know.
Eric.
I can't do math.
You're so right.
And I got
So,
priorities.
What's important to you? Yeah.
so let's see what happens there with Jessica Simpson. I know it's probably very difficult when you got kids.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
do
hear that. Anybody who's got like a family, especially those kids' ages, they're all tough ages, and to break up a family is never an easy thing.
Hard enough to be a parent.
No kidding.
Add that.
Now, Drew Barrymore has a show. In case y'all don't know, she has a show where she will sit very, very close to you on the couch. She'll be like all up in your space. She sits on the couch and she faces you and she holds your hand for a little longer than you want her to.
Oh.
And I really do love Drew Barrymore, but sometimes when I watch the interviews, I wonder, you think like now celebrities know she's so close for comfort, they have to like maybe have their person be the bad guy and say, okay, this person's a little OCD and they don't want their hand held so long.
Make sure I've
you know what I mean?
had my Tic Tacs.
I wouldn't mind it.
I'm just saying,
always
like,
liked her.
have you ever shaken
okay.
hands with somebody
Is her
and
and
they
I like
didn't
same
let
age?
go in time?
Oh, yeah. That's a power
And then
move.
it gets awkward because they're still holding your hand and you're like, okay. And then they're talking to you and they're holding your hand
I've
and you're
never
like,
had that.
I've 100% had that
I've
happen.
had
to
that
me.
happen, yeah, where they shake your hand a little too long.
Sounds like they're flirting with you.
Well, they're shaking your
No,
hand and
it's
they
usually-
just,
it's
they just want to
lady.
hold on to it and they just want to talk to you while they're holding your hand.
Sounds like an old lady.
And then you're
then.
like, you don't know how to get it back. Anyway, Drew Barrymore had SZA on, and SZA said all this nice stuff about how she always looked up to Drew Barrymore for all the, she raised her with all the movies and all the stuff
She wrote a song about her.
with her name in it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so she said they were talking about, relationships and whatnot. And Drew said that there was a guy she dated 20 years. She said ages ago. Now she said it was like 20 years ago. They're actually friends now, but she did not reveal which celebrity this was. That she found out he was cheating on her, so she took all his stuff and put it in his car and then rolled the car down the hill and made it sit there. And then somehow she did not tell him yet that she knew. And then she invited the girl that he's cheating on her with to have drinks. And he had to sit there with his mistress and his girlfriend and watch them have drinks.
Oh, my God. That
And
almost
couldn't
sounds
say
like,
anything.
remember when we had that caller all those years
forget.
ago
On
with the
Bombshells.
Thanksgiving? Yeah.
On Bombshells. There's a lady who found out her husband was cheating on her, and the Thanksgiving bombshell was she invited her to Thanksgiving. And, it
And I
was
found
epic.
if you go on
It was
YouTube,
epic.
if you go on YouTube, just type in Roula and Ryan because we had our own Roula and Ryan page, not the
Yeah.
KRB one.
Right.
And there's the video of her hitting that Mercedes because our buddy Tony gave us a old Mercedes to beat up.
It was like
We
a
gave her
junk
a
car.
golf club, and there's pictures of this video of Kevin. I went down that wormhole a couple days ago.
Her name was Sasha.
I think it was the golf club because it was coming off the tails of when Tiger Smith had been caught busted.
Tiger Woods.
Or Tiger Woods, yeah. Oh, man,
Who's that?
brain is
Tiger
just-
Woods. Tiger
My
Smith.
brain is
Tiger
malfunctioning
Smith.
right now. Tiger Woods when
Hello, I'm Tiger
his partner smashed the hell
must
out of
have
his
been
That
car.
was huge. That was one of the things when I was a kid. Like, I remember the news was going crazy about that.
Yeah, about like, what's up with Elon and Tiger?
Yeah.
Who's
Why did she
Tiger?
beat up his car at the golf club?
Like he was the Michael Jordan of golf.
Yeah.
Everyone knew him. Just thought he was like this great guy. You
He's
didn't
always
think
got
he
that
did
nice
stuff.
warm smile.
You didn't think he was all kinky and stuff.
Right, number one, like endorsed.
That's a
her, like,
weird
such
word.
a good guy and had plenty of mistresses
I
and
don't
all
want to
this
say creepy
crazy
because it's
stuff.
not.
Yeah,
some
but-
people it's not creepy.
Like I just hearing
Kink.
the word kinky. It's ugh.
Wasn't there a guy that was running for governor named Kink something?
Kinky Friedman. He
That's
just
right.
passed away last year.
Oh, did he really? Yeah, his first name was Kinky.
Sorry, that name was.
That's real. Kinky
No,
Friedman.
he's
That's his real name.
like a prolific writer. Or was a prolific writer. Amazing
He
guy.
ran for governor.
Really?
Kinky Friedman.
I ran into him in a Buc-ee's one time. Right in was it in Luling?
What was he doing?
I was just buying stuff.
I thought-
Like, there's a big
Working?
group. No, there was a big group of people around him. He always wore, always had a Stetson hat on.
I thought he was like
First
working.
get on the
like a
board.
celebrity works there.
No.
Like Keith Urban did that once.
Yeah, where'd Keith Urban go?
He went to like a Buc-ee's and he was cutting up.
Oh, yeah, was it
beef.
the one in Alabama, that big one?
I can't remember.
If you ever
Oh,
drive in
wow.
from Houston to Destin, there's one Buc-ee's, and it's in Alabama, and the line is like 2 miles long to get in the parking lot.
I hate when
So
things
you
go other
sidestep
states.
that line,
I know.
and you got to go around the other side of the street to get in the short side.
We need something like we lost Whataburger.
We
That's
lost
everywhere.
just
We
ours.
Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
What's the next thing we
Well,
can
we're
have?
Texas. We have a pride, and we just, we're like no other state. No other state has the pride that we have.
Plus, it's fun to say like it's special to come back and eat it.
Yeah.
Like the people in California, about In and Out. I mean, I know we got a couple here, but
That's
think that
their
makes them
thing.
mad
That's
that we
their
have
big
it?
claim to
that's gonna
fame.
really
think
tick
it burns
off.
them up that they're so mad that they have it, that they're like,
yeah.
that's ours. They didn't know it was ours.
And yet every
well,
time-
you got Whataburger.
Every time my daughter comes to visit from California, she's like, she goes, In-N-Out's okay, but man, I miss Whataburger.
Well, let me tell you
Because
something.
you grew up memories.
Whataburger to me hits different now, and I don't know why, and it makes me mad. I
Oh.
want it to be the way it was when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No,
It's
just-
not the same.
What have they done to it?
It's just, it's different.
Trying to make it
No,
healthy.
I don't know. I don't
Making
have
it
a
like
reason for why it's
a
different.
more
Yeah.
generic franchisee?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a reason for why it's different. Is it a flavor thing, Ahmad? I don't know. But
It's just like.
I'm not enjoying it like I used to.
Yeah.
I used to be like, yes, this is
when
so
I leave the
delish.
club at like 2 a.m. and I go to Whataburger, it doesn't hit the same.
Oh, they're cutting corners?
maybe you got some bad party stuff.
I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe the hangover isn't as strong.
hey, now.
And it doesn't taste as good because the hangover isn't as
Okay,
strong.
I can read that.
But the burgers taste weird.
Okay, let me move this
My tongue
train
is
along.
white.
Thank you, Roula.
Yeah, move this train along.
You're not hungry.
I need to, I have our 6 o'clockers let us know at 833-390-KRBE. What was a seemingly cheap hobby that you picked up that quickly became expensive? Like I was just asking last week about Mahjong, is this Japanese game of tiles, and it's about like basically it's a match game. It makes your brain think. It's a really fun game. I was taught how to play it over the holidays, but it's very expensive. And I was like, oh my God, do I really want to invest in this?
Basically, you start out thinking it's going to be cheap, and then you get.
Yeah, like, oh, this is like a little match game with tiles.
Skydiving. That was like, oh my God.
But that's never been
expensive.
cheap.
That's always
No.
expensive.
No, because this is a hobby
That's a
that
bad example.
it's
But you did it once,
seemingly
though.
cheap.
Thinking it would be,
I did it once thinking, oh, this would be
and
fun.
then you got hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you do it once, but it's still like $300.
No, it was
One time.
150.
150 is great.
Well, I guess they've lowered their price now.
No, it was 150.
Somebody gifted that to me for my birthday. I never used it. It was $300. I felt so bad.
Wow.
I was like, oh, sorry. Maybe they got me my own
Just give me the
jumpsuit
cash.
because I have OCD. Okay, so 833-390-KRBE. Seemingly cheap hobby that has now turned into something expensive to continue doing. And now it's either sitting in your shed or your garage
She-shed.
or you and your mate and your family fight over the fact you're spending so much money on this hobby. Let's hear from you next on the Real and Ryan Show because we got a list on KRBE.
Keep your radio right here
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
on KRB.
No, we already did that. We already did
We're
that.
done with Scoop.
We're just
I
talking about.
am so sorry.
It's a
Y'all
double
know I
dose of
was
scoop.
trying to do a lot behind the scenes.
Well,
I'm so
today,
sorry.
Ahmad and Kevin, for some reason, have flip flop because Kevin was answering the phones and Ahmad is hitting the buttons.
I know.
Kevin can go hit the buttons and Ahmad can get the phones.
It's
and
Freaky
then
Friday.
You won't
I'm
feel so pressured.
So sorry.
Sam's out today.
Yeah, Sam's out today. The question is, what is a seemingly cheap hobby you took up that quickly became very expensive to continue? 833-390-KRBE. I'll try and get to as many of y'all as we can. I talked about Mahjong last week. I learned how to play it, but when I found out how much it costs to buy a set, I'm like, wait, what? It's like $600.
It's like you could buy the starter one of
For
one
$300.
just to see if you like it. $300 just to start.
$250.
That's a bit much.
Okay, so Tamika's up first. Hi, Tamika. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. Happy Tuesday. You're the first caller of the day. Thanks for listening.
so what's that?
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
What's that hobby that you started and you're like, whoa, this is expensive?
Well, I purchased a cricket machine.
Okay, I've seen these at Michael's,
And I
and
don't
it's
know
not
if
a
you know
cricket
what
like
that
the
is.
bug. It's
What is it?
CRICUT,
Yeah, what
right?
is that?
It's a cricket. Explain how that works.
Insects?
No.
So, no, it's spelled CRICUT. And so you use it and you make decals. You can print them out. You can print out heat transfer or vinyl, and you can make T-shirts with it.
T-shirts,
And
put
so-
stuff on like bottle waters and
T-shirts,
Yetis, all kinds of stuff,
Water
right?
bottles, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And so I first started, I got it so because I was purchasing so many heat transfers
Right.
from Etsy, from different people for my kids' birthday parties to do all kinds of stuff. You know, you can put it on balloons, you can put it on cups and
Yeah.
everything. So I was like, I could do this myself. So I got the machine.
And then
Started doing it, and then it morphed into me making epoxy tumblers.
Oh, wow.
And so
Epoxy
then
what?
I
Tumblers.
started
Oh, tumblers.
epoxy
Okay,
tumblers.
okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're like the Yetis, right?
Yeah.
And so you can get the base, you know, the ones that are just metal, and you put glitter on them, you put epoxy on them, you get these spinners, and it dries them overnight, and you got to put all these, I mean...
Expensive
it
or what?
morphed into me doing it for my family, and then people wanted to buy them.
Oh, that's awesome. It could
So
be
then I started selling them.
Okay.
And then it no longer became fun for me because it was relaxing. But then I started having to get orders out like 10 at a time.
Well, yeah, when it
15
becomes
at a time.
work, it's not fun.
Now it's
So-
a business.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, is it like officially still going, or did you kind of give
Yeah,
up
did you
on
quit?
that?
Did you end up
quit on the cricket, Tamika, or were you still going with it?
Yes, I stopped. I took a break from it. It's been about 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But I have all this glitter because I turned my dining room into a craft
Oh,
area.
okay.
And I have every color imaginable.
Oh,
It's
wow.
probably like $3,000 worth of materials in there, and I'm just over it.
See, that's something that you
see?
forget.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all, when I took up painting as a hobby, I quickly really just, it overcame my whole kitchen, my dining room,
I remember
everything.
that.
I damaged all my tables.
Should have bought
ruined.
a special table for
Oh, I know.
Done in
At
the
the
garage.
start, you didn't think it was going to be a hobby, though.
No, I
Right,
just
just
like,
fun
hey, this is
therapy.
fun. It was during the pandemic. I was like, oh, this is relaxing.
That's how a lot of people start. They start out, then they will.
And they're like,
Like some
oh,
cheap-
And then I
know this
became
now.
obsessed. I have done over 200 paintings now.
It's
A
awesome.
seemingly cheap hobby that quickly became very expensive to continue doing. Tamika said the cricket machine. Nadia is next at 833-390-KRBE. Hi, welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show, Nadia.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
What is the hobby that you thought was going to be cheap and now you're like, uh-oh?
Well, I started doing crocheting when I was a kid, and I do it now, and it's just gotten expensive. The yarn can get so expensive because right now I do it like when my friends are having babies, I make blankets for them, and those yarns can cost a lot.
Where do you go?
And then they just become like a hoarder's village and clutter if you have these giant, bulky yarn balls everywhere that you didn't use, right? So, all right, we got that one down.
And
Nadia.
nowadays, you can find a blanket, cheaper.
I don't know.
Oh, it's
I mean,
not
it is
about
special
going
for
out and
somebody to
buying
have
it.
to make you something.
It's a feeling of, it's just a great feeling knowing that you created something.
Well,
true.
Mumbles' mom, when he was on our show, he knitted me a blanket for every one of my kids, and I still have all those blankets
How
for each
sweet.
child. Calvin is also in that world. Hi, Calvin. Good morning.
Good morning. How are
Hey
you?
there.
Good morning.
We're talking about seemingly cheap hobbies that became very expensive to continue doing. Not crocheting, but what was it for you?
It was actually crocheting.
It was crocheting.
My
Okay.
wife,
That was something else.
it was. My wife was wanted to find something of her own, something to do, a hobby. And I'd start off going to Walmart and buying like a $5 heart yarn that was very cheap. And eventually it became time consuming, and I started doing it with her as a show of, solidarity. Hey, I'm interested in
Well,
what
that's
you're
great.
interested in.
And you took over, you loved it
And,
more.
It did, and it became a huge business for her.
wow.
Unfortunately, it takes up a lot of time as well as space. We have a dedicated room for it now. There's yarn everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Is crocheting
We
where
have
you
to-
go knit one, purl two, that kind of thing?
Or is it the one with
Knitting
that
needles.
weird little device? It's like a hook.
It's
on
the
end?
one needle versus two.
Because in school we had to do that. We had
It's
to,
one,
Yeah.
two. That's
it's one needle.
essentially knitting and crocheting.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere. And yarn, as the last listener was saying, is very expensive.
Right.
And it can tend to be, but people want specific things. And, as these shops are created, you start to spend that money on doing that. And, of course, the return comes back in. But return to time investment is horrible.
Yeah, time is money.
Yeah,
Yep.
no kidding.
And that
Calvin,
gobbles
thanks
a lot.
someone
of
said
time.
famous last words. I can do that myself.
Yeah, exactly. Famous
Oh, yeah.
last words. Pam is up next on something that started out seemingly cheap to have as a hobby, but it turned expensive. Hi, Pam.
Hi.
Hi,
Pam.
What is the hobby?
Running.
Oh, yeah.
Now, wait, I thought running is free. How is running not
No.
free?
So I found out that my normal everyday walking shoes is not good for running.
Nope.
So I ended up getting specialty running shoes.
Gotcha, that's
I found
expensive.
out that, running clothes, like clothes, workout clothes, not all of it is good for running. So I had to go find some, and I had to find some, like sports bras and running shorts that didn't cause chafing all over the place. Then sometimes, if you run at night, you need some light up gear.
Of
Yep.
course.
If it's raining,
That's true.
treadmill. If you get bored with it, you decide to run races. Those are not cheap.
Yep.
I found out that regular water was not that great. So, hydration stuff. And before I knew it,
You get the smart waters, yeah.
So did you
Yeah.
give up on the running because it got too expensive, or you still enjoy it, but now you're like, okay, I'm in it now. I've got all the stuff.
Yeah, I can't go back.
well, I had to take a step back because of kids, but I have started working, on getting back into it. And I had, my husband was just like, man, I've forgotten how much it costs to do these things. And
Yeah.
I don't do this, but I have some friends that are in the running community, and they have this goal to run a marathon in all 50 states.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Same.
So,
Y'all do
And
know
it's
that the
expensive.
original
Cool.
man that ran from Marathon to Athens dropped
Reese.
dead when he got there, right? That's what's so
Yes.
unbelievable to me. The reason we do the marathon is because he ran from Marathon to Athens to tell them they were about to go to war, and he dropped dead when he did it.
I have different
and everyone's
goals,
Like,
like-
let's run this marathon.
Every state I want to go have a beer or a whiskey or something from, or
might
or
as
try
well.
calamari at each state. I want to do something like that.
We'll go to every baseball field.
Oh, you want to try calamari in the landlocked states?
No, we don't want that.
I was thinking what Dakota has.
That's going to be fresh.
Just real quick.
Although Vegas, though, how does Vegas do it? Vegas has some of the best food in the world. And
Well,
in the middle
they
of it.
charge you for it because they fly
Well,
it
they
in.
fly it all in.
I mean, they could do that in Iowa.
Y'all go to the listener line at 713-278-VENT if you picked up a hobby that was cheap but is very expensive to the person who texted about the aquariums. Yes, famous last words. I just need one more tank.
Oh, yeah, people with fish.
I just need one more tank.
Oh, yeah, the
Horseback
exotic
ride, and
fish.
People are texting about horses.
Yeah, one person said, I liked horses and now I'm broke.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
Well, good luck to all the HISD students. They're taking their first assessments of 2025 today. Mike Morales introduced the North Evaluation Association Measures of Academic Progress, or they just simply call it the MAP test, MAP, and it tracks their development throughout the year. It does not affect their grades, but it's pressure on the kids, so just want to say good luck to y'all.
Well, if kids know that, then they don't care. Then what's the good?
Maybe the message is to the parents who didn't keep track and they didn't realize it's happening today.
Yeah, but like if it doesn't count against you, but oh, whatever. I got things to think about.
Yeah, but still, it's still taking tests. It's always a pressure. It's a stress.
Yep.
Houston's own Beyonce, she's got her Bay Good Foundation. They just donated $2.5 million to the victims of California's wildfires. The fund is earmarked to aid the families in the Pasadena area who lost their homes, and to churches and community centers to address the immediate needs of the people that are affected by these fires. Meanwhile, here in Texas, we have been sending personnel and equipment to help battle the fires. Firefighters from Montgomery County have been deployed to California for almost a 3-week assignment. Now, they have this fire engine. It's a $286,000 fire engine, and it's funded through the Texas Forest Service. The state gets reimbursed 100% of its operational costs while deployed under the Texas Interstate Fire Mutual Aid System. So they actually get incentivized, to loan out the equipment. But, man, hats off to anybody that's going out there and putting their life on the line and fighting those fires. That's what's going down in H-Town.
All right, coming up next, if you have sent a direct message to Eric recently because somebody messed with you and you got them back and you got revenge, well, maybe one of you guys is going to stand by next. I don't know. He's going to tell us. Somebody is getting revenge, and we'll hear all about it next on KRBE.